That's so fascinating because in my own experience, I'm not a channeler, but in my own experiences, there are times like, I guess I can never remember the word hypnagogic. Is
You
that the
love
right?
it. Yes, the
Um,
hypnagogic state.
yes. So, like, and maybe I'm not using that correctly, but like, I'm going to sleep, but then I don't go to sleep, but I go into an altered state of consciousness and I can see colors and geometries and patterns and they're moving. A lot of like toroidal things or columns with like high domed hallways and things like that. But for a while, that was more spontaneous. It was like I would always be really happy when it showed up, but I didn't know how to make myself do it.
Do you want to know how?
Yes, but this is where the root of this question, because I'm
Yeah.
kind of learning like, oh, I can pay attention. This is one of the ways that I'm experimenting where I'm like, oh, I can pay attention to
Oh, I
where
love
my
this.
focus is in my brain and I can move it around and like, okay, what happens if I'm here and how does that change what I'm seeing and all of this? But please tell me.
I love that you're exploring this. This is one of the homeworks I give my students to
Really?
explore altered states of consciousness. When when you go to bed, it lasts somewhere between 30 seconds, 2 minutes on an average, but you can stretch this hypnagogic state out for like 10 minutes. It's where the consciousness meets the subconscious and they change pole positions. Now, subconscious
Mhm.
is leading, but if you can keep your active beta brain like alert as you're going through this, then you can stay conscious while your subconscious is in control. So it kind of parallels a little bit if you've delved into the world of like theta healing and looking at using theta brainwave states to reprogram and to help wound healing. And
Mhm.
so it's where you are conscious in the unconscious. So this is for anybody to try. I hope you do this. And if you have somebody who sleeps in the same bed, just let them know what you're up to so that they're not going to think something's wrong with you or weird. So go to bed when you're really tired. Don't go to bed to read a book or to look at your phone. Go to bed when you're tired. That's key. And when you get into bed, lay on your back. If you're a side sleeper, I deeply apologize for this moment. Just get on your back, stuff pillows underneath your knees, your neck, get comfortable. For a brief moment, I want you to think about your spirit team or your guides, or maybe there's a loved one that you want to connect to. Think
Mhm.
about them, not about who they are, but about them. Like, what do they look like? How do they laugh? What do they wear? How do they move? But I don't want you to go into who are they to you because I don't want you to really link to any kind of memories and just have a go at bringing memories to the foreground. I want you to have a new experience. And to create a new experience, I want you to think about not who they are, but what they look like, what they sound
Mhm.
like, how they move. If you need a photograph, you can look at a photograph. That might help. And then you do your intent, your blessing, your prayers, your statements, whatever that is to kind of gather your team around and stay safe, whatever words those are. Then you're going to do the odd thing by putting your arm up in the air and point your fingertips to the ceiling. So you're going to sleep
So
with your arm
above
in the
your
air.
head.
Totally. So you're
Okay.
laying on your back. So your arm is like a 90 degree with your fingers pointing towards the ceiling.
So would it be like against the headboard? Or do you just hold it?
You hold it.
Oh,
So you're
interesting.
on your back and you've got your arm pointing to the ceiling. You're looking at the ceiling. You're just
Okay.
going to drop your shoulder back and just prop it up. You're going to tell yourself, go to sleep. Close your eyes, go sleep. Run the program because your body wants to run the program. It's tired. So the brain starts to go run the program and goes, wait, we got an arm out of place, people. And you're like, yeah, 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 don't worry about that. You just want to have your brain overlook it. Yeah, no, no, it's totally fine. So relax deeper and deeper. And if your arm starts to drop, don't move any other muscles. Just gently take your arm and place your fingertips back to the ceiling. So, this is just enough of awkwardness to keep the brain alert because something is out of place, to where you have beta access while you're falling into theta and falling into sleep. So, this way you can lengthen your hypnagogic stage and access your subconscious. So you're also going to go through those stages of trance we were just talking about, where
Mhm.
you feel light and fluffy, breezy, peaceful, and then you'll get into some body dysmorphia weirdness. Or you might get that hypnagogic body jerk where the whole body just
Yeah.
like, you're like,
Yes. Yeah.
you might even make a noise. You're like, like you're like, what was
Yeah.
that? It's all right. It's your body is trying to run sleep program. You're just staying awake for it. Then you're going to go through what they call the hypnagogic hallucinations, seeing flashes of bright white light. You might hear voices that sound like they're in the other room and they're talking, but you can't make sense of it. You might hear music. So that's all very normal. And then here is the paranormal beautifulness of it when you stay awake for it is those hallucinations start to come forward and have what we call meaning or connection. All of a sudden the voices that sound like they're in the other room get closer and now they're talking to you and they're using your name. Hey, Kara, it's me. Nice to see you again. This is so wonderful. Thank you. They give you a message. Sometimes you clearly see their faces. Sometimes you clearly see your bedroom, even though you know you have your eyes closed. Sometimes you feel like you're traveling or moving, which can lead to astral projection or outer body experiences. So it is the experiences that you have that give you meaning or message is what we call the paranormal or psychic activity. The rest of the flaring off in colors and blobs, scientifically, we just kind of want to say that's the brain firing off from concepts and ideas from the day and it's trying to go to sleep.